Good morning, happy Wednesday. Today we're going to take a look at the set from Long White Cloud Qigong called the 12 Rivers. Hopefully we'll be able to get through most of the movements. We'll try to get through at least the first 10. But let's begin by warming up just a little bit. Put your feet about shoulder width apart. Relax the body, give your shoulders a shrug and then just let them drop. And then let's begin to turn the upper torso side to side, letting the arms swing free. And then form the hands into loose fists and begin knocking on the lower belly and the lower back. Our normal warm-up move, knocking on the door of life. Just a gentle tap on the front and a gentle tap on the back. Waking up our energy center. Getting the body temp up just a little bit, getting a little fluid moving in the joints. And then let's take that front tapping hand and move that up the body into the shoulder area, a little hollow, a little crease. If you're unsure that you're tapping in the right point, take a little pause, put your fingers on your sternum and then just walk them over, and your fingers are going to follow into a little hollow there, a little crease in the shoulder. That's where we want to tap. An acupressure point said to be good for immunity and is a point used for stress and anxiety relief. Begin to put a little attention on your breathing. Starting to deepen out the breathing, breathing in through the nose if you're able. And you can breathe out either through the mouth or the nose, with perhaps a little bit longer out breath than in breath. One note on the 12 Rivers sequence, the breathing pattern prescribed in this set is something we'll work up to. There are a number of movements where the breathing will feel a little bit unnatural if we do it kind of in strict form, so we'll relax the breathing just a little bit. There are movements where movement in one direction is done with a single in-breath or out-breath, where in certain parts of the movement it might feel natural to change from in to out. So let's kind of roll with that. We're still early in our use of this set, and as we kind of advance and get more comfortable with all the movements, kind of work into the strict breathing. Let's come back down to the back and the belly. And then just let the hands float off and slow down. And then let them just come to rest at our neutral Wuji position. And then let's connect to the breath with a little spinal cord breathing. Breathing in, spread the elbows apart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then as you breathe out, bring it all back in. A little gentle fold. Note about some of the stances in 12 Rivers. We'll relax a little bit of that and we'll talk about those in the next couple of weeks as we will continue to do this set on Wednesdays. What I'll probably do to help you learn this set is I'll break down the individual moves into separate videos and post those out on the YouTube channel. Let's take a little twist at the top. Coming back to center to exhale. One more on each side. And then let's just rise up, returning to our neutral Wuji position, and we'll get ready to go into the 12 rivers. First movement is called Dragon Clears a Path. So, breathing in, let your hands raise in front, form loose fists, and then pull them back into the ribs. Turn to one side, press a fist out forward, and then let that arm sweep to the back, and make a big arc. Come to the bottom of the arc, and then bring the arc to the front, turn the foot back in. When you hit the bottom of that arc, reverse direction and pull that fist back into the ribs. Other side. Turning to the side, pressing one fist out. And drawing a big arc in the back. Letting that arc progress to the front, turn the foot back in. When you get to the bottom of that arc, reverse direction and pull back in. Just breathe your way naturally through this. Big arc in the back. As you come forward with the arc, turn the foot back in. Come all the way to the bottom, and then reverse direction to reset. Let's do one more on the other side. Dragon clears a path. And let's sync the chi between movements. Rise and gather, pull it in, press the palms down. Next form is called bending the body and swinging the head. Let's toe heel out to a little wider than hips width. Sink down just a little bit. Put your hands on your thighs. You can sink down lower if you're able. We want to do a sitting motion so our tailbone isn't flying out. So just simulate sitting down on something. We're going to start to the side. Swing our head forward and across, and then come back up to vertical, and then go the other direction. Now, the prescribed breathing for this would be inhale, and then exhale back. But for our purposes today, let's breathe it the way that we would if we were doing this movement called swinging the head and shaking the tail from the 8 brocades. So take an inhale from this vertical position. Exhale as you swing down. And then as you come back up to vertical to reload, Inhale. Exhale it down and around. Inhale it back to vertical. One more time, out and back. Step back in to about shoulder's width, and let's sink the chi. Another twist on a familiar move. Now let's toe heel in, feet close together. Arms start up to the sides, and then swing in and capture a ball, a real small ball. Take an inhale. On the exhale, turn both palms away from each other. One floats overhead as we come up to tiptoes, and then let our eyes look at that top hand. Breathing in, let the heels lower, recapture the ball with the other hand on top. Exhale, turn the palms apart, press one high, one low, come up to tiptoes, and let your eyes travel to the top hand. Inhaling as we transition, exhaling as we stretch. As you stretch the palms apart from each other, come on up to tiptoes. As you transition, lower the heels. In this sequence, this form is called one arm raising. You may have seen it elsewhere. A variation of it shows up in the 8 brocades called Separating Earth and Sky. Last one. Our ball here, let's just spin the ball, flatten the palms, and let them float down. And we can step the feet back apart. Let's sink the chi. Moving on to the crane looks behind. We need our crane hands here, crane head hands. Up in the middle, inhale. Turning to the side, exhale. Inhale up in the middle. Exhale to the side. And when you come to the side, try to look behind you. It's called the crane looks behind. A slight variation from a movement we've done in the past called crane flies along the river. One more on each side. Finish in the middle, and then just let the hands float down. And we'll sink the chi. Moving from the crane to a wild goose beating his wings. Hands float up in front and form loose fists. Pull them back into the ribs. Take the arms up overhead. Flare out the elbows, move the backs of the hands together, and then press forward with palms facing down. Pulling in, sweeping overhead. Flare the elbows out, press backs of hands together, and then to release out of the movement, press forward. Pulling in, overhead. Coming back down, spreading the wings, backs of hands together, press forward. Last one. And relax down. And we'll sink the chi. Another rather familiar one. Let's toe heel out just a little bit wider. Hands float up in front, forming loose fists again. Again, pull them into the ribs. This one's called punching wind. Take an inhale. On the exhale, punch one fist forward. Let it curl down. And almost like you're going to hand something to somebody, but then turn it over, press forward. One back in. Punch forward. Let that one twirl around. Palm starts up, turns over, presses forward with palm down. Inhale that back in. Exhale. So one long exhale. Inhaling the fist back in. One more on each side. Last one. Inhale that back in, and then on the exhale, let both hands relax. Let's sink the chi. We've had a crane, we've had a dragon, we've had a goose. Time for a tiger. Black tiger straightens his waist. Folding forward. Clasp your hands at the bottom. Hands come up to about shoulder height. Then release them. And then back up. Small arch of the back. Down. Bigger arch of the back. And relax. That's the full movement. Let's add some breath. Breathing in. Clasp the hands. Breathe out as you rise. Breathing in as you release the hands to the sides. And then a long out breath. 2 arches of the back. A small one and a bigger one. All on the out breath. Breathing in. Clasp the hands. Breathe out. Bring them up to about shoulder height. Breathing in. Let the hands begin to float down. And then long out breath. Arch once. And again. Relax down. One more time, breathing in. And let's sink the chi. bringing us again back to familiar territory. Let's toe heel out just a little bit wider. What we would normally use here is a horse stance. So ideally we want to press our knees out, kind of that image that we're riding on a horse. We're not out here, and we're not in here, but a little wider than hips width. Press those knees out. Let the arms swing up to one side, and then one hand's going to extend out as an aiming point. The other is going to pull the bowstring. And we sink on down, pull the bow. Hands sweep across, and as the hands extend, pull the bow. Very familiar movement, one of several variations of this one we do. This one's called riding a horse to shoot the bow. I believe the official name is riding a horse in pulling a bow to shoot the eagle. But the whole notion of shooting an eagle doesn't really appeal to me, so. Breathing stays the same as we're used to. We inhale through the transition and exhale as we stretch it out. Let's do one more on each side. And then to release from the form, let your string hand float out to the side. Both hands float down. Toe heel back into butt shoulder width. And let's sink the chi. And we'll do one more form from the 12 rivers. This one's called turning and gazing. So let's bring the hands up, palms facing each other, like you're holding a ball, and then spin the ball. Turn both palms to the outside, turn both away from you. And then gearing off your top hand, we're going to turn first in that direction. And then we're going to sweep all the way across to the other side. And then come back to the middle. And then hands are going to change places. Recapture that large ball, turn the palms out. Pull towards your top hand. All the way across, and then come back to center. Hands change places. Turn the palms out. And let's add the breath. Breathing in on the transition and a long breath out. Breathing in through the transition. If you don't have a long enough breath there, go ahead and make it a 4-parter. Might look like this. So breathing in here as we transition, and then breathe out here. And then maybe inhale it across. Breathing out as we return the center. Breathing in as we transition. That's a little bit more of a relaxed way to breathe it. A little closer to some of our other sets. And let's do one more. Let's go ahead and sweep those hands one more time. Bring them to the side. Flatten the palms and let them float down. And let's take it into our normal close, rising overhead. Turn the palms toward the floor, press the palms. regulating the chi. The remaining 3 movements in the 12 rivers we'll save for another day. It's 2 hands push the sky, tiger stretches his back, and the not so colorfully named 4 body movements. One more time here. As the hands reach the bottom, let the hands separate. Breathe in as you toss one away and let your eyes follow it overhead. And then breathing out, trace down the midline of the body. Other side. And let's do one more on each side. And this last time, as that top hand floats down, let it come to rest on the heart center. Put the other hand over your lower belly. Step your feet a little closer together and close your eyes. And we'll finish settling into a few nice long deep breaths. As always, you can stay in this final standing meditation for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to finish off your session, just take one last big breath in. And then as you exhale, open the eyes, release the hands, give everything a little shake at the bottom. Thanks for joining me this morning. We're back on Friday. I'm not quite sure what direction we're going to go with the Friday sessions yet, so we'll let that one be a surprise. Have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful weather we're going to have this week. Namaste.